Hey, what's going on, my friends? It's Dave Sharpe. Welcome to Wake Up Legendary. And this morning we have a traveling legend out here on these in these mountains, and she is going to be talking to us about her journey here through starting an online business. Very exciting conversation. My friends, remember that each one of these guests is a customer here at Legendary. And we are excited to be able to listen to their story and hear their perspective. So put your seatbelt on, get ready for an amazing ride this morning. Alaina, welcome to the show.
Good morning, Dave. How are you?
I'm fantastic. Welcome into our show from your outdoorsy office there.
From Big Sky Country here in Montana. Yep, that's where I
Love it.
am.
Love it. Love it. Got your Airstream in the back there?
Yep, that is a 1970
Nice.
Airstream. And
Wow.
my husband and I took several years to completely restore the inside, and it has been our house on wheels for almost 6 years now.
Wow, awesome, incredible. So you're able to share that with people out there and kind of turn that into a business, I assume. So talk to us a little bit about and you either were or are a traveling agent as well. Tell us kind of a little bit about what you do, but also what motivated you to want to start an online business.
So I have been a travel agent for 15 plus years now. Started that out working part-time, doing it part-time aside from a full-time job. I worked in retail. I was desperate to get out of that retail management gig. I worked long hours, nights, weekends, holidays. I was miserable doing that. And I was like, I always had a passion for travel and exploring and seeing beautiful places. And so that is what led me to pursue a career as a travel agent, a home-based travel agent, so that I could work from home and have more flexibility and time freedom. And so I've been doing that, successfully. I guess it was about 2 or 3 years until I was able to actually transition to that full time, because it takes time, as you know, with building any business, to build a client base. As a travel agent, fully commission. So unless you have people that are traveling and you're booking travel, you're not making any money. So, it took me several years to get to the point where I was making a full-time income. And then, so I've been doing this. I've been happy as a travel agent. I enjoy it, but it does have challenges, especially as we went into the pandemic. That was a legit nightmare for my business. And I realized then that, okay, my income can just like that. Everybody was having to cancel their travel plans. I mean, the world shut down. And so I had trips that I had been working on with clients for 6 months, 9 months, almost a year, who were getting ready to travel for spring break and summer, and they all had to cancel. And so my income just went shh. And yet I was working harder than ever because I was trying to help my clients reschedule, cancel. I was waiting, on hold, on calls to speak with vacation suppliers for 3 to 4 hours just to find out what my clients' options were. And so when I learned about the opportunity with digital marketing and affiliate marketing, which I came across on Instagram, by the way, I was like, you know what? I just saw the potential and the opportunity. I was like, okay, so if something ever like the pandemic happens again, I need to have a plan B. I need to have a way to supplement my income. That, and the fact that my husband and I, living here in Montana 2 years ago, my husband, he got a full-time job up here. Before that, we were traveling all over, kind of going back and forth, exploring. But, he ended up getting a job here. And the housing market in this area of Montana, we're in Whitefish, Montana. It's a ski resort town. We're 30 minutes from Glacier National Park. And we've been wanting to kind of put down some roots again and get a home and get a little more settled. And so last summer we were finding out, trying to figure out what we were going to pre-qualify for as far as like a home loan. And with me being self-employed, obviously, you can write off business expenses and things like that. So the lenders, they go by net and not your gross. And so I was like, okay, I really need to find a way to try to supplement our income. So that way maybe we can save up more to get a home, because the housing is so expensive here. It's insane.
Yeah.
But I'm so excited to say that we are closing on our house tomorrow. We are getting a house.
I didn't see that. Coming. Wow.
Yes, we are getting a house here in Whitefish, and we are thrilled. We are so
Getting back under the old roof, huh?
So exciting times. Well, if it were up to me, like I could travel and be all over, but with my husband's job right now, he's here, his job is based here, and so
sure.
I mean, I'm hoping that, as my business continues to grow over the next couple years, and then maybe I can retire him. I mean, that's like a more long-term goal. And then we can travel more but still have a home base,
Yeah, absolutely. So how has digital marketing and just these new skills that you've learned and in these new ventures that you've launched, how have they impacted these changes in your life?
Oh gosh, I mean, all I can say is if it was not for Legendary and the skills and the tools that y'all teach through your courses, like I don't think I could. I mean, it was crucial for me setting up and launching this business. Like, as a travel agent, I mean, I had to go through courses to learn how to be a travel agent. You can't just jump into something new and try to wing it. I mean, you need to learn the skills and the tools. So, but, and I can even use these skills in my travel business with my travel agency, and I'm working to implement them into that as well. But again, I mean, I've only been doing this for 6 months now. So long-term goal is, eventually I would love to just be able to pursue this business full time and, maybe just work with some of my really good clients who I've worked with for years, but,
Yeah. Well, that's incredible.
I don't know if that answered your question or not.
Of course it did. There is no right or wrong answer. So tell us about kind of how you've, created content and you went through. Well, let's talk first about the learning phase of just, we launched a challenge called the Learn, Launch, Lead Challenge here recently. And so talk to us a little bit about your learning phase. What was that like for you to come in and learn these skills, devour the content, at least watch it so you understood the principles behind the strategy so you could actually launch? Talk to us about what that kind of process was like. What was that difficult for you? Was that exciting for you?
It was exciting. I was excited. Like I couldn't learn it quick enough. Like when I got started, it was the 14-day challenge.
15,
and I mean,
yeah.
I was just like, I did like day 1, 2, or 3, and then I was waiting to speak with my business advisor before they let me keep on going.
Yeah.
I was like, I just want to go through. Like, I was so excited just to learn, because, I just had the confidence. Like, I was like, I can do this. Like, I've already created a successful business as a travel agent. I was like, there's no reason why I can't do this and be successful. I just need to learn the skills and tools. So when I found Legendary, I was like, this is it. Because I will say in the beginning, I did try to do a little research on my own, looking on YouTube, Google, all the things. And it's just overwhelming with the amount of information out there. And then you don't know, like, if the information that you're getting is credible. So, my time is valuable to me. And So I just wanted I wanted to find someone who could teach me the skills and tools and not, just I didn't want to have to spend hours and hours trying to figure it all out on my own. I
Yeah.
guess that's what I'm saying. Like my time is, it's everything. You can't get it back.
Yeah. No, it is. And it's it's quite the difference when you actually experience having some specific help or guidance versus trying to do it all yourself. I think a lot of us work really hard trying not to work, or in other words, we work really hard DIYing things when there are appropriate instances where we should hire an expert to do the job for us or to help
Right.
us do the job, right?
Well, and,
And-
as a travel agent, I mean, I work underneath a host agency, and, I have to pay a monthly for all, but they provide me all the tools, and they offer the trainings, and I mean everything I need to run my business successfully. And so when I saw Legendary, I was like, okay, if I'm serious about getting a business started with digital marketing, I was like, then I need to get serious about learning the skills and the tools in order to be successful. Because I mean, so many people, they just want like instant gratification. Like they're not willing to invest or put in the time to learn. But, you're not going to get anywhere that way. Most people won't anyway.
yeah. Well, and you just said it. I mean, working under that host agency has given you the ability to be able to be supported, get knowledge, get guidance, have resources in your
Right.
travel business. And we serve the same purpose for marketers. It's not an
Exactly.
end all be all. It's a launch pad. It's a place for you to feel supported, have a firm foundation, get the skills that you need, learn the skills that you need, and then take off from there. And the sky's really the limit. Unfortunately, if you have, a broken foundation or not a firm foundation to jump off of, most people never jump. They never launch. And so, talk to us about your launch. What was that like for you to? You've got a really unique, angle. Obviously, you've integrated really well your lifestyle into your content, into your pages. Talk to us about what that was like to actually find that messaging and to actually launch and start creating marketing content.
So I am very like outside of the box. Like my whole lifestyle is outside of the box. Like I think outside of the box. And I think I mentioned earlier, like for me, um, when I was working a 40+ hour a week job and working for somebody else who told me what my schedule had to be, I craved time freedom. And so when I launched, I knew that I wanted, like, my goal starting out was to help others find a way to work remotely, to build an income online so that they can experience more time freedom in their life and travel or be outdoors and explore. Like, I love adventure. I love being outdoors. If it's a beautiful day outside, the last place I want to be is sitting inside an office or, so like I love having the flexibility where like, okay, I can put in my 3, 4, 5 hours of work in the morning, and then I can go out on a hike with a friend that afternoon. Like I am not tied down, or vice versa, depending on what's going on. So I pursued, I wanted to share the opportunity with Legendary because I found so much value in it myself. And so, but my what's the word I'm looking for? Like my way of presenting it through my content was a little bit different in the fact where I wasn't just like, okay, make money online, make money online. How can you build a life to where you can experience time freedom?
Hmm.
And I mean, this business does require work, but when I saw the business model for digital marketing, like the fact that you have these systems in place that work on the back end, and they're, pretty much working for you 24/7. So even when you're sleeping, they're there, and people are online and on your social media. I mean, when I saw that, it was like a no-brainer for me. I was like, okay, so like this is a way to build or to have even more time freedom, because you can put in time, and you can have the flexibility, but so that was kind of my take on it, I guess. Does that make sense? Like,
Yeah.
I'm just more like, helping people, because I love to travel and I love being outdoors. So my target audience is like the outdoor travel, like people who enjoy, looking to have the same lifestyle that I enjoy. Because, as a travel agent, home-based agent, I've always had so many people ask me, like, how did you get started as a travel agent? Like, you work from home and you have all this flexibility, and, and so I was like, people want that. Like, people don't want to be stuck in an office for 40 hours a week. They don't want to, especially I think after COVID and the pandemic. I mean, it was.
Yeah, no, for sure. That's where we saw a huge influx of people being interested in these skills and these business models. And so, what would you say one of your biggest limiting beliefs that you had to overcome was around this? If you think back, what was a fork in the road for you, or a limiting belief that came up that was almost a hindrance to you getting started or continuing?
Gosh, a limiting belief. Well, I mean, when I first got started and was posting content, it was like just getting like the single digit or double digit views. I was like, it's like this, just getting your name, getting yourself out there. Um, I'm not really that shy. Like, I'm really kind of outgoing, bubbly personality. So like, it wasn't an issue for me, like being on camera or, making the videos and stuff like that. Like, that's, I don't know. I didn't have any issues like that. I guess it was just like, you always have that in the back of your mind. Like, can I really be successful? Like, you see other people experiencing the success, and, you're like, I don't know. Sometimes you just doubt yourself, but you just have to, it's just that mindset, like that positive mindset. Like, okay, it may not happen as fast as I want it to, but I just got to keep on the path and stay consistent, and, be me, be my authentic self, and not try to, copy someone else, or I'm unique and my story's unique. And so.
Yeah, no, it makes a lot of sense, and it's true. We all kind of go through that, that process of believing in ourselves and getting comfortable in our own skin, doing this and doing something new. If you were to go back and give yourself a piece of advice from the beginning, what would you tell yourself?
Just to stay true to who you are and to be consistent. And as far as with making content, you just needs to like be relatable to people. Like, I think when people can relate to your content, whatever it is you're posting, whether it's something funny or something, more emotional, or something, I mean, there's so many different aspects of that, but.
Yeah. So what is one of the things that you think about or focus on in making content relatable?
Well, I think about who my target audience is. And then, what that's pretty much it. Like, who is my target audience, and how do I want to help them? And, sometimes my posts are just like humorous, like they don't have anything to do with digital marketing. They're just, because people on social media, like, they're not really out there like looking like, oh, I'm going to start a business today.
Yeah.
Like, they just want to be entertained. Like you always say, that the edutainment, or the.
Yeah.
So I try to be entertaining, try to be myself, but then also, provide value, and people can relate to it.
Yeah. What what are you doing with soundless content or just text on screen? Talk to us a little bit about the types of content you're creating and what have you learned about what works the best. Yesterday we had a guest on who said her major breakthrough from a few thousand followers on her Instagram to over 100,000 was that she just stopped talking in her videos and just started using text on screen videos.
Yeah.
Talk to us about the types of videos you're creating and what have you found works better, and how did you find that out?
So I've most of my content that I post is, the 7-second, 10-second reels. I try to mix it up every now and then. I'll do just like a photo post of like me outdoors in nature, like outdoorsy posts. But I had a reel, it was over a month ago. I think it's at like 1.6 million views right now, but it was all it was a video of a campfire, and it just had like this funny quote on it, and people really related to it, I guess. Got a
Hmm.
lot of engagement. But yeah, so a lot of times I'll be in the video, but I'm not talking. Like you said, it's just the text on screen.
Mhm.
I found that with my talking videos, they usually don't get as much engagement. I don't know if, but I think it just
Yeah.
also depends who your audience is too.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you also have stories that you can talk in. You know, that is a great way and in a continuous way that we hear marketers for, all over multiple niches and all over multiple time frames talking about using reels, using text on screen videos to build your audience, and then using stories to be able to build trust with them and connect with them.
Yes, I do. I post on my stories quite a bit. I do use my stories. So I'm at first, when I first started, I was posting like 3 times a day. And then, it can be hard over, trying to keep that up for, a long period of time. So then gradually I started cutting back a little bit. And now I'm to where I post, like once a day, but then I'm posting on my stories usually 5, 6, 7 times a day, just my everyday life. And then every now and then I'll, you know, post something as it relates to, know, digital marketing or
Mm.
whatever. But I don't want to be salesy. Like, I'm just trying to reach people who are really wanting, like I said, to find a way to escape a 9 to 5 job and be able to enjoy more time freedom in their life and get out, people who like to travel. And there's people who want to live in RVs and vans and
Yeah.
travel all over the US. And I think a lot more people would do that if they had a way to work remotely. And um,
Look at that again. You know.
that's what I mean. It's a fun lifestyle. And
Yeah.
if it wasn't for me and my job, I mean, my husband and I wouldn't have been able to even start doing what we're doing with, traveling and living in the Airstream and kind of moving around. Because with me being able to work from anywhere and having the flexibility, it's allowed us, you know, to be able to just have more experiences in life. And, you know,
Yeah.
all about
It,
experiences.
and
Experience over things.
but I mean, how many people listening right now are what do they call it? Glampers. Those folks who you know need a little bit more of an upscale camping. I mean, the Airstream's pretty upscale, I gotta say. It's certainly not camping in a tent.
No.
A lot of people are a little more bougie even than that. They need a hotel room, but travel can range, right, from traveling and hiking in the woods and sleeping in a tent to going on a cruise ship. And
Right.
Grant says you won't catch me in a tent in the woods.
You won't hardly catch me in one here in Montana. We have grizzlies. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't think I'd sleep very well. I like to be in more solid structure.
Yeah, for sure. So what have you learned about yourself on this journey?
What have I learned about myself that I don't know. I guess that I can just achieve, I can experience success, but it takes, it takes work, it takes time, it takes effort, it takes being consistent with it. You can't, Rome wasn't built in a day, so you can't expect, your business, if you're trying to build a business, you can't, I don't know. I guess I've learned I need to be more patient, because when I first started out, like, it was hard, like seeing the low numbers. You're like, gosh, is this going to work for me? Like, I see it's working for other people, but like, because it was slow in the beginning. So patience. But, I mean, I guess working for myself prior to even starting this, you have to have self-discipline, motivation. You have to be willing to put in the time if you want to see the success. I mean,
yeah, you sure
I don't know if that answered your question.
Yeah, it does. It's a wonderful answer, and it's as D-Top says, it's patience is a big word. It's a big word. There's a lot of levels and layers to that that are included in this journey. And you've illustrated what that's like and what that experience is. Anything else that is valuable or would be valuable for our audience to hear about your journey?
Well, just going back to what we were just talking about, like, I just, having the patience and not giving up before you start seeing the results, and you have to celebrate the small wins. You can't expect to have these huge major wins right when you're starting something. You have to celebrate the small things. In fact, I have a sticker on my laptop here that says celebrate the small things. So you just have to, you can't expect to see humongous results and be making millions of dollars, within a couple months. I mean, maybe there's people out there who've done that, but the majority no. And I think a lot of people just give up too soon. They're like, oh, this isn't working. I'm going to go on to the next thing. Like, no, you just need to stick with it. And like I said, when I was building my travel business, I mean, it took me several years before I was making a full-time income with that. Because you have to build a client base. And just like with digital marketing, you have to build an audience.
Yeah, no doubt. Well said. Beautifully said.
No. I love the hat throws.
Words of absolute wisdom, my friend. I'm so thrilled that we had a chance to connect with you, and
it's amazing.
I'm so thankful that you did have done what you've done, and had have the ability to be able to come on here and share it with our audience and give back and build value and serve people the way that you're doing. It's a great thing. It's a beautiful thing. It looks great on you. Congratulations on the house again.
Thank you so much.
Huge accomplishment. Huge accomplishment for you and your husband. And I'm so glad that you, have put in the work to be able to, receive those awesome things.
And it's been a blessing to be here. Thank you so much for having me. I'm still learning. I'm still growing. I'm excited to see, the next step for me. And
absolutely.
Thank y'all.
You're so welcome. Well, as Michael says, you're a rock star, and keep up the great work. Thank you, everybody, for the kind, wonderful, supportive comments. Elizabeth says she learns. I learn on every join. Well, that's the goal.
Me too, girl.
is for you to learn something every time you come on, and us just to kind of continue to learn. Yeah, small things build to bigger things, as Alaina has shown us today. The sweetest, says Bisbee.
Well, and I
Um,
was so nervous. Like, I was like, gosh, I can't believe they actually want to have me on here. Like, I remember when I first started, I was like, I'm gonna be on Wake Up Legendary one day. Like, I
aw,
said that to myself. I was like, I'm gonna be on there. And I would just watch like every day. I usually didn't watch live because I'm mountain time and so it's a little early, you know.
I got you.
Um, but I would always watch the replays. And so
Yeah.
I was like, I'm gonna be on there one day. So this is just like a huge goal that just being here and being able to speak with you, Dave, and thank you for, Legendary. And I mean, it's just, I know it's changed the life of so many people, and it's going to continue to do so because you are helping people learn the skills and tools in order to be successful in this business.
Well, thank you so much, and looking forward to that. So, hey, you be well, stay legendary, my friend, and I look forward
If I had a hat, I'd throw it.
to having you back here in a couple of months and following up on your journey. Okay.
Okay, thanks, Dave.
All right. See you
See ya.
later, Alaina. Bye bye.
Bye.
All right, my friends, you can find Alaina over on Instagram, at that_adventure_gal, GAL, that_adventure_gal. What a sweetheart and a wonderful story. Very inspirational, very educational, for all of us to realize and learn that this can be integrated into things, and your passions and your even previous or current jobs or hobbies can be integrated into your content. You don't have to compartmentalize things. We're not all traveling and out in the woods the same way that she is. But you're doing your own unique thing. And as she said earlier in the show, the more relatable, the better, so never underestimate the power of your relatable life, your relatable experiences, the things that you're doing on a daily basis that you could turn into points and stories and lessons and things of that nature inside of your marketing content. And go out there and have a productive, legendary day, my friends. Today's Thursday. We'll be back here tomorrow for another episode. Thank you again for Alaina. You can find her over at that_adventure_gal on Instagram. And one final hat throw for her. Fantastic episode. Have a fantastic day. Stay legendary, my friends. We'll see you back here tomorrow for another episode.